Martin Brocklehurst, and I'm Head of Environment Protection for our external programmes at the Environment Agency.
My name's John Burns. I'm the Waste Crime Innovation Programme Manager. The Waste Crime Innovation Programme is a DEFRA-funded programme, runs for 3 years. It involves a series of projects that look at innovation and technology, new ways of working, and developing partnerships with key players in the waste world.
One of the things the Treasury were very keen that we did was to record the number of incidents nationally through the fly capture database that was put in place, and that database for the first time gave us a national picture of the scale of illegal waste activity on public land. And the scale of it, once the statistics were there, was just blatantly clear that something needed to be done.
A very important part of the landowner partnership project is understanding the full scale of the problem. Until this project was put in place, we didn't really know how many fly tipping incidents occurred on private land. Private landowners haven't had a system whereby they can register their problems formally. We've now put that in place, and the research work that we've carried out is giving us a much better idea of how big the problem is, what types of waste is involved, which geographic regions in this country are involved, so that we can identify solutions that might be much more successful than those employed in the past.
Landowners have provided a perception for some time that fly tipping is occurring at a significant scale on their land. And as a consequence of this, they've been bringing a lot of pressure against government.
I think government have said, well, if you can provide the data and you can show that there's a problem, then we might look into that.
As a consequence of that, government has allocated the project, the Landowners Partnerships project, some money to go out and look for solutions and to try and establish a true scale of fly tipping on private land.
Various pieces of research have been undertaken before on fly tipping on private land, but they've been incomplete and inconclusive, and we've been able to use them as a benchmark for our research. NCAMs have done a lot of history in fly tipping. They do the campaign Keep Britain Tidy, so we felt that they were best suited. They had the expertise, they've got the people that have done the research before.
And we tasked NCAMs specifically with the role of establishing what the problem, or looking at what the problem was.
Spoke to 17 national representatives, 170 regional contacts and 330 local representatives. We had 59% of local authorities responding to our surveys, which was more than we imagined.
The research from NCAMs has quite clearly shown that the main types of waste that's been tipped on landowners tends to be, as we can see behind us here, it's tyres, it's construction, it's household waste, including green waste.
Turn up at work, go out on my daily mooches around the woodlands, go to climb over a wall to access a woodland and find I've had 50-60 tyres delivered, maybe a settee, a couple of fridges.
Landowners are experiencing over 100 of these types of incidents a year.
There's no real incentive for landowners at the moment to record the data because they eventually know they're going to be paying the clear-up costs.
And it's costing landowners around about £809 on each occasion to remove waste like this and get it disposed of properly.
It's taken away my valuable time when I should be managing woodlands. I'm having to be a refuse agent as well as doing my job.
Fly capture is currently employed by the local authorities as a data capture mechanism. Through the project, I've established a number of landowners who wish to work with us. Those landowners have been asked to collect data on fly tipping incidents on their land.
United Utilities obviously is a major landowner. We cover 14,000 square kilometres of land across the northwest and 35,000 kilometres of sewerage network. So we do have quite a lot of land to go at in terms of fly tipping incidents. We don't really know the scale of it, and that's why one of the main reasons for being part of this project.
just unsightly. And sometimes it can be chemical, which can be quite dangerous.
We'll analyse the data, have a look to see whether the stats are looking that fly tipping is a problem. We'll be feeding back to landowners. They'll be getting monthly reports back, so then they can see whether there's any hotspots occurring.
I hope it brings a body of organisations together to create a better network for collating and swapping information regarding the best way to attack fly tipping.
By the landowners working together, the information and the data that they collect will help government make informed decisions. That in turn will help them manage the particular problem at the local level.
Farmers would like to see a change in how fly tipping is dealt with on private land. The only way to get this change is by gathering the evidence to show the extent of the problem, which we know on a day-to-day basis is massive.
There's nothing worse than seeing a whole host of rubbish dumped by the side of the road when it could be just a pleasant, view. We all need to manage our own waste how we should do. We should do it properly, correctly, legally, and just respect what bit of countryside we've got left.